that's uncalled for, and that's totally un-American. So I have worked with them to keep them resilient and viable and being able to contribute to, because I assure you, we need businesses, we need small businesses, because as Texas population doubles, which is going to double over the next 25 years, we have to expand our economy 25% just to stay even. We have a great potential of being able to do that. I can do that. I can champion that. I've worked at, like I said, all levels of government, whether it be local, state, or federal. The fact of it is that local is where it is at. I can manage a budget, $87 million of the 2014 and FY14 budget for the county. There's things that have gone on in that budget that I don't particularly like, is that we've increased our property tax 63%. Since the current occupant has taken office. We don't have a road and bridge plan. We don't have a master plan of where we want to be 20 to 30 years from now. We have not a true transparency. We talk about transparency, but there's not a true transparency. We look at the budget. We don't look at it from a zero-based budget. We need to start from $1 because it's your money. We get the money from the taxpayers. It's not a government's money. It's your money, and it needs to be spent in the best possible way. As a result, I'm going to reduce the salary of the county judge on day one. I'm going to reduce it back to what it was before the current occupant gave himself a pay raise, $12,400, while he was laying off 33 people and cutting their benefits. It's hurt the sheriff. Hurt the sheriff with some of his people being cut. He's losing individuals. I'm going to shut that down. We're going to retain the best people we can. If you hadn't figured out already, I'm a fighter. If you look in the dictionary under fighter, that's me. Warrior with a warrior ethos, that's me. And I'm going to tell you why. When they had a tough, politically sensitive national investigation for detainee abuse at Guantanamo, they called me. I was the one that did that, yours truly. I had the opportunity to get beat up by the best of them. So during this campaign, when I was being talked down poorly, I told them that's not virgin territory. Ted Kennedy talked to me like I was a dog. As a matter of fact, I still got some of the letters that he sent me, and to the point that I asked my boss, I said, I got to go interview somebody in Boston. I can slip on out to the compound and we can settle it like we do in East Texas. And he told me, he said, well, General, do I have to give you an order to stay away from that man? But as you know, as I went in there, if you look at the testimony, and I've testified at the state level, I've testified at the federal level, the fact of it is, you know that what I say is yes, it means yes, and no means no. There's not been really any big problem about Guantanamo since my investigation when I went in and testified in front of the Senate Armed Services Committee. That's the kind of fight that you're going to see here at the local level on those aspects of whether that be managing the budget, controlling the tax, not raising the tax rate on you as the taxpayers, because like I said, we pay too much tax as it is. I'm very approachable. I give out my telephone number all the time. You want to get a hold of me, I'm probably the easiest guy in the county to get a hold of. Cell phone 903-363-4259. You can get a hold of me, my website, email, jtfurlow@gmail.com. You can get a hold of me because my life is about serving others. This is where the action's at locally. I'm your man, and I don't take your endorsement lightly, and I won't, and so I appreciate that. And I'm going to conclude telling a story. We have a little ribbing a lot of times about the different services, and I like to talk about one of my heroes, Theodore Roosevelt Jr., not the president, but the son. The son landed, he was a senior ranking officer, landed at Normandy at Utah Beach, which is where my dad landed a little bit later. And he landed, was organizing the resistance and getting things to the people to move in and break out of the beach. And this individual from the Navy runs up, and the Navy, as we say in the Army, gets you close. And so the Navy, this guy runs up and says, General, we're in the wrong place. We're in the wrong place. We ought to be down the beach about a quarter of a mile. And Theodore Roosevelt puts his arm around this young lad and goes, well, son, we'll just start the war here. So that's what I'm going to do. We'll start the war here tonight in making things better for the citizens of Smith County. Thank you.